springs. I'm gonna bash him right the fuck in. I'm gonna bash him right the fuck in. irreparable damage to me. I had to stop.
Please give me a bleed. Stood up and thrown away. Take direction, one lie. Stood up, don't move.
The longer I was in there, the worse it got. And the last summer that I was in there, my skin broke out. What they call wheals. They're huge knots. They're kind of like a boil. And you couldn't touch them. Because, I mean, if you touched them, the first reaction would be to hit. You would have to open up. They would only open at certain times. You'd have to open them up. And when you open them up, this horrible green stuff would come out, or black stuff.
Time out. Outside smiles. Outside smiles. Time out.
I started getting nauseous, extreme nervousness, extreme irritability.
Don't let it show. Let me hurt you. In a twisted tongue. Got a taste for you.
More and more people are becoming aware because more and more people are getting sick.
Don't let your trauma hanging by a thread. I'm your hand-me-down. You gotta feel it.
I needed somebody to stop it because it was irreparable damage to me. I had to stop.
No one face. Clutching and facing. We're not personal. Not much confidence. Time out. Outside smiles. Outside smiles. Down low.
Can't explain why you're bleeding from your eyes and your ears and your nose and like your throat and like your bowels, and you're always bruising and you're very ill and there's no reason for it.
Lyrics give me a bleed. Stood up and thrown away. Take direction, one lie. Stood up and down low.
The chemical industries and the government and everybody concerned put a stop to it. And a lot, many more people are getting sick. It's unfortunate. It's taken so long for them to realize the effects that these chemicals have. What's so sad is the chemical companies that continue making these chemicals have been banned in the U.S., shipping them down to other countries that have no laws. The environmental consequences they get to the sea.
Down low. Outside smiles. Outside smiles. Down low.
Minor side effects: dry mouth, palpitations, restlessness, unpleasant taste in mouth. Major side effects: sleeplessness, rapid heartbeat, euphoria. Do you want one? Do you take drugs?
Really addicted.
conscience. There is no room for bigotry and racism. In the American conscience, there is no room for bigotry and racism. In the American conscience, there is no room for bigotry and racism. In the American conscience, there is no room for bigotry and racism. In the American conscience, there is no room for bigotry and racism. marry and never complain. Thank them when they insult you, and smile when they stare in your face.
someone abandons himself to being a victim, he's going to have to be one. There's been so much violence, and I don't know, just it's gotten to the point that the police they have these magnum weapons now. They can't hit with them. They keep throwing people away. We need people like, come on in. It's okay. Nobody's getting hurt. Just come on in. Hey, come on in. Come on in. It's too late now. Grab your seat over there. Park it over here so we keep everybody together. I was losing a grasp on something that was too violent to keep inside forever. As I'm sitting there with a severed head in my hand, talking to it, or looking at it, and I'm about to go crazy, literally. I'm about to go completely fly real loose and just fall apart. When someone abandons himself to being a victim, he's going to have to be one. I got the word to my mother. I tossed it early, decided that I didn't never need to talk to her again at all. Don't give her a Christmas present. Leave her alone. She got to pound the flesh out of you. I wasn't sniveling about my mother today. I didn't like to hear what they had to say about her.
I have a question. Are you guilty of any murders? Are you guilty of plotting any murders?
I killed a chicken once.
Any human being?
No.
You're absolutely innocent of any conspiracy to commit murder, or telling anyone to commit murder, or planning it?
I'll plead guilty to the Indians.
Are you putting some responsibility on
All the media. This was convenient. It just seems that if you could do something for these people, it's so frustrating in our studios down here. And I watch these people down the street, they're fighting over nickels and dimes. And it just seems, you watch the politicians, they got the same old bull. Reagan's got the same bull, Carter's got the same bull. We do not want democracy at this time. I'm saying I wanted to kill my mother since I was 8 years old, and I'm not proud of that. It started with surrogates at a non-human level. Physical objects, my possessions, other people's, destruction of things that are cared about, and then destruction of things that are living on a lower level, small animals, insects, animals, and then finally people. It started coming to a head again, so I went back and I ran away back down there. And then a month later, I'm up living with my grandparents in the mountains, and 10 months later, I murdered them. It made it worse to be on top of a mountain. I was literally on top of a mountain when it happened. And I sensed everybody in the world just stopping what they were doing, turning around, saw what I did, and were coming to get me. And I knew I was paranoid at that point. I knew anybody that came up there and gave me a funny look or a fishy eye or quizzical look, I'd have blown their brains out thinking they were coming to get me. And if I'd been in the city, I would have been a mass murderer at age 15. I would have killed until they gunned me down. I wouldn't have been able to reason my way out of it. I was scared to death and I was violent. I felt my wolf back at that well. I was the rabbit that always ran, that always backed away, always burns bridges. Suddenly they weren't anymore, and my back hit that well, and I came out screaming and kicking and shooting. There's been so much violence, and I don't know, just it's gotten to the point that the police they have these magnum weapons now. They can't hit with them. They keep throwing people away. We need people like, come on in. It's okay. Nobody's getting hurt. Just come on in. Hey, come on in. I picked up 2 girls who were so much like the first 2, it was unbelievable. Almost identical circumstances. And I let them go. Everything went towards term, and I didn't. But I'm saying, wow, it's uncanny. It was almost like it was meant to be that way. And I said, wow, this got to stop. And I let them out. They never even knew what was going on. I let them out. I would have gotten away with those 2 being murdered. I said, no, it's got to stop. And a week later, I murdered my mother. Went back to Santa Cruz and killed her. When someone abandons himself to being a victim, he's going to have to be one. But I was losing a grasp on something that was too violent to keep inside forever. As I'm sitting there with a severed head in my hand, talking to it, or looking at it, and I'm about to go crazy, literally. I'm about to go completely fly real loose and just fall apart. I say, wow, this is insane. And I told myself, no, it isn't. You're saying that. And that makes it not insane. I said, I'm sane. And I'm looking at her and I said, well, wait a minute. I see her in paintings and drawings of Viking heroes talking to severed heads and taking them to parties, old enemies, and leather bags. All of our heritage. This is me back then, in 1972 and 73. unable to live with the fact that I just stabbed to death and cut the throat of an innocent young woman. Innocent in the sense that she did not plan on that happening. She didn't do anything specifically for that to happen to her. But she was a very active participant in her own death. And in my memory of that, she was 19 years old, and her roommate in the trunk who died right after that was 18. Whether it was hog wild and total event, what I'm saying is, I found myself doing things in an attempt to make things fit together inside. I was doing sexual programs and things. I mean, in the sense of striking out and reaching out and grabbing and pulling to me, but appalled with the sense that it wasn't working. That isn't the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I want it.
I have a question. Are you guilty of any murder? Are you guilty of plotting any murder?
I killed a kitten once.
Any human being?
No.
You're absolutely innocent of any conspiracy to commit murder or telling anyone to commit murder or planning it?
I plead guilty to the Indian. When someone abandons himself to being a victim, he's going to have to be one. I'm saying I've wanted to kill my mother since I was 8 years old, and I'm not proud of that. It started with surrogates at a non-human level. Physical objects, my possessions, other people's, destruction of things that I cared about. And then destruction of things that are living on a lower level, small animals, insects, animals, and then finally people. It sort of came to a head again, so I went back down, I ran away back down there. And then a month later, I'm up living with my grandparents in the mountains, and 10 months later, I murdered them. It made it worse to be on top of a mountain. I was literally on top of the mountain when it happened. And I sensed everybody in the world just stopping what they were doing, turning around, saw what I did, and they're coming to get me. And I knew I was playing a trap on it. I knew anybody that came up there and gave me a funny look or a fishy eye or a quizzical look, I'd have blown their brains out thinking they were coming to get me. And if it had been in the city, I would have been a mass murderer at age 15. I would have killed until they gunned me down. I wouldn't have been able to reason my way out of it. I was scared to death and I was violent. I felt my went back at that wall. I was the rabbit who always ran, but always backed away, always burning bridges. And suddenly they weren't anymore. And my back hit that wall and I came out screaming and kicking and shooting.
Are you putting some responsibility on
all the media? This was convenient. It just seems that if you could do something for these people, it's so frustrating in our studios down there. And I watch these people down in the street, they're fighting over nickels and dimes. And it just seems, you watch the politicians, they got the same old bull. Reagan's got the same bull, Carter's got the same bull. We do not have democracy at this time.
You may have probably another minute or so on this tape. Is there any other point you wanted to make?
I can't think of any point I want to make, except give me a place where the police can come and get me or they'll shoot it out. And you people can leave. Well, I don't see any other place for me to shoot it out. They've got their magnums, they want to hurt the poor people in the street. I've got my magnums, I'm ready. I don't have anything for all these idealistic things you just said. Yeah, you could do. I blew my girlfriend away tonight. It's over for me. We were trying to do big things. We were trying to take this station. Through madness. I'm trying to hold it together. I killed her. We were trying to do things together and I went berserk. She's dead. You want the politician and say, do you want to hear that? I don't want to hurt you. I would like you to leave. I just want the police. They're always hurting poor people. Let them come and hurt me now. I won't stop anything, but I feel my girlfriend. Yeah, that's what I go do. What are you trying to do now? What am I going to do?
Can we get some help from you?
You're not getting any help from me. They are going to take me. They're going to put me in prison. They're going to put me in there. They're going to put people in there where they rape you. They turn this thing off so you can get these 4 letter words.